Hey everybody, welcome back to the kitchen. Today we are making one of my favorite dishes, rosemary chicken. So I've got some leg quarters. These are the last few from our 2024 chicken harvest. Trying to kind of clean out my freezer to get ready for this year. We'll be harvesting chickens in May. But anyway, that's got nothing to do with what we're doing here. This is a fan favorite in the restaurant. Everybody loves some rosemary chicken. And I'm going to go out to my herb garden here in a few minutes and grab some fresh rosemary. But I wanted to get this popped in the oven. This is a super, super, super simple dish. So the recipe calls for 6 bone-in thighs. I'm using leg quarters because that's what I've got, and it works just fine. I mean, you could actually do a whole chicken if you wanted to cut it into parts and do it that way. So it's whatever you have. I wouldn't go boneless, but, you know, whatever bone-in chicken you've got will work. If you've got all legs, all thighs, quarters, whole, whatever. So my oven is preheated on 450 degrees. Salt and pepper this. We're going to pop it in the oven for 30 minutes. Then we're going to mix up our kind of glaze, so to speak, that'll go on when we pull it out of the oven, along with some fresh lemon slices, and then it'll bake for about another 20 minutes, and that's it. Y'all, this one is easy, and it is fantastic. I mean, absolutely fantastic. Lemon and rosemary is such a grand combination, for lack of a better word. So anyway, I'll pause this, get the stuff together to make our gravyish, glazy stuff that pours over the top, and be right back. Okay, so we're going to put together the glaze that we're going to pour over the chicken, and I don't know what the heck I was thinking. I already did my minced garlic, but y'all seen me mince garlic 1,000 times, so no big deal. I'm just a going, and I was like, oh shoot, turn the camera on. So anyway, we've got 3 tablespoons of minced garlic, a half a cup of drained capers. We need a third of a cup of oil. Now you can use avocado oil, you can use bacon grease, you could use melted lard. Why can't I get the lid off my jar of avocado oil? Well, that's weird. It doesn't want to come on. There we go. Goodness. So I'm using avocado oil because that's what I had handy. Hoo-wee, and I mean, thank you, Lord, that's all I had. Goodness gracious. Time to refill. So there's our oil. And then lemon juice. If you have fresh lemons, I would definitely squeeze fresh lemon juice. I only have 1 fresh lemon, so I'm putting that on top of my chicken, so I'm using my organic lemon juice. So we got a 1/4 cup of it. Okay, pour that in there. And then 2 teaspoons of salt and a teaspoon of pepper. I mean, this couldn't get any easier. And you just want to kind of mix it around. All right, 2 teaspoons of salt. And 1 teaspoon of pepper. I don't usually make y'all sit here and watch me measure it stuff because it's kind of boring. And then we need 3 tablespoons of fresh rosemary leaves. So I just went and cut some stalks off my rosemary, and I've done it enough that I just kind of know, you know, the size I need. But I'll tell you, you know, you can get fresh rosemary in the grocery store. These came out of my herb garden a few minutes ago. You can use dried rosemary. And remember, dried is about 50% of fresh. So if it's 3 tablespoons of fresh, it's going to be 1.5 tablespoons of dried. But I would encourage you to get fresh. Dried works. I've done it. I've served it in the restaurant. I typically have fresh, but there has been occasion where I thought I had some, didn't have it. We're cooking. We don't have a choice. So, you know, you do what you got to do. And nobody complained, and everybody liked it. And, you know, they came back for more the next time I made it, all those things. which is really the telltale sign. But if you can get your hands on fresh, I encourage you to use fresh because it's just got a little extra oomph than the dried would. So we're just going to finish pulling these off. I won't make you sit here and watch me do this for all 3 stems. A couple of little stems are kind of brown on the tip, so I'm not going to get those. And then when our chicken comes out of the oven in 12 minutes, we will lay the lemon slices on top of the chicken. And I usually just put like, I cut it kind of thin and just lay them on there. If it's a thigh, I just put 1 slice with the leg quarter. I may just do 1 slice. We'll see how many slices I get out of my 1 lemon. And then you pour this over the top, and then it goes back in the oven for 20 minutes. Y'all, this can't get any simpler. This is another one of those what I'd call company dishes. It's kind of fancy, I mean, not really, but it presents well. So if you're having people over, and it's something that you can, get up to the point of the second cooking, and then just have it sitting there ready. And when you're ready, a few minutes before dinner, pop it in the oven. While you're in with your guests, pull it out, serve them, blow their minds. It's fantastic. Really good served with like roasted potatoes or, mashed potatoes. You know how I am with mashed potatoes. Every meal deserves mashed potatoes. Rice, if that's your thing. Pasta works. Some buttered egg noodles would be fantastic. So anyway, that's what we're going to put on top in just a few minutes. So we'll be back as soon as the timer goes off. Okay, so the chicken came out of the oven after cooking for 30 minutes, and we're going to lay our lemon slices on them. That one's kind of thick. Oh well, it's fine. That worked out pretty perfect. Tell you what I might do is ditch this big one and do that. That one's kind of thin, so I'll do that. Because you want the lemon to kind of bake in. And then we'll take our mixture here of herbs and oil and capers. Now, I don't drain any fat off my chicken that's come out. I'm all about some saturated fats, and I want that in my dish. It's very good for you, very nutritious, good for your brain, good for your heart, good for your taste buds. It's just good. All right, I know y'all can't see anything but the back of this silver bowl, so that's helpful. Anyway, so that's about it for that. You just kind of sprinkle it around, get it as even as you can. And then it's going to go back in the oven for 20 minutes. Kind of watch it, maybe about halfway through, check it. And if it looks like things are getting too dark, just put a little foil over it to keep the temperature or keep the darkening of the meat down. You don't want to, get it too dark. And then that's it. It comes out and you can pig out, and it's so good. So we'll come back when it comes out of the oven. You can see the final product. Okay, this is the final product. Doesn't really look like much. I've already pulled it out of the plate or the pan. Look at that. Does that look freaking awesome or what? We're fixing to throw down up in here. And that sauce off the chicken on the asparagus. Oh yeah. Asparagus with lemon is fantastic. So y'all give this one a shot. I promise you'll love it. Now, I don't eat the lemons. I just pull them off and throw down with the chicken. Super good. Y'all give it a shot.